We are live on the stream. It is the 2018 Classic Tetris World Championships. Are we excited to be here or what? A champion will be crowned this afternoon. It's the Classic Tetris World Championships. Let's count them down and start this tournament off right. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Tetris! And off we go. The round of 32 has begun. Joey versus Chris up top, and Jeff versus Frank at the bottom of your screen.
And a random chat for Buco.
That will happen.
Yep.
Chris Brady, the man on your top right of your screen, by far the best dressed competitor here in 2018. He is wearing the same Tetris cufflinks that he wore at his wedding.
This has been Chris's year, along with getting married. He won the East Coast qualifier in Pittsburgh handily. He qualified with over 800,000 this year. And slight lead for Joey at the top, one Tetris lead. Neck and neck at the bottom.
Boom Tetris for Jeff. That should be a t-shirt or something.
I order it today. Jeff's already in trouble.
Early deficit. Frank doing very well. Some misplaces there for Jeff.
Oh no!
And that might be it there. Yeah, he is out early in game number 1. Now you'll notice, for those of you tuning in early, you'll see some new statistics there. You can see on Jeff's screen right there, TRT is the Tetris rate at which they scored Tetris is 60%, how many eyepieces they both received in the game. Now that statistic will be hidden until both players have completed, so as not to give an advantage to the other. And the red and green bars at the bottom of your screen show you how often they were in the lead in the game.
Color-coded for our convenience.
Joey, meanwhile, up top playing at an impressive 80% Tetris rate.
He's monster game right now. He's got a 5 Tetris lead.
So that's just game number 1. Remember, this is a best of 3 series in this round.
You'll notice our new fancy drought counter that flashes red when the drought goes beyond 13 pieces.
Game number 2 has begun between Jeff and Frank. Jeff looking to get back into this one after a couple of timely missed drops. Very unfortunate. Starts off with an early Tetris, but as does Frank in hot pursuit. Not happy with that T drop is Frank.
No, that's a side T.
Chris and Joey with some really good boards. Maybe just a little cleanup there for Joey.
I did Pittsburgh game.
Chris is down by 120,000 right now. As you can see, they're pretty much even in the lines. BRN, of course, is how many lines they've had to burn since their last Tetris. That's the BRN count. Again, one of the new statistics that have been added. Trey Harrison is the resident coder. Nice Tetris there. A little bit of cleanup necessary for Frank at the bottom there.
Dirty Tetris for Joey. Jeff's back in the groove now with the 1 Tetris, 2 Tetris lead.
The YouTube chat, rather, I should say, is talking about, there's one comment there from I Disrupt saying, is anyone going to beat Jonas? Really, even Jonas has said this himself, Chris, that this field in the 2018 Classic Tetris Championship may be the deepest it's ever been.
Oh, by far, but he's still got to be the favorite.
A lot of new faces here. We have 2-time and reigning European champion Svavar. He's in the audience right now. He's watching all the festivities. He's here at the World Championships for the first time. We have 16-year-old Joseph Saley watching.
Frank has got
Frank needs to get himself out of this right here.
He needs a dermatologist with that board. It's so spotty.
That's an unfortunate drop right there for his L piece, and he's still in it. He's still in it. He might need to.
Yeah, Jeff's got a clean board and a monster lead, so just play his game and he'll tie this up.
Boom Tetris for Chris. Boom Tetris for Jeff. Jeff at a 51% Tetris rate. He is playing very well, but Frank has gotten himself out of it.
Up top, Joey's got the clean board now. He was struggling for a bit. He's got a good 4 Tetris lead. Brady likes to play aggressive and high, and he had to cap off that well right before the straight piece.
Chris not happy with those 2 Z drops right there.
Oh, that's going to do it.
Timely, and game 1 will go to Joey. Chris was playing in a deficit the entire first game. Joey kept the lead for the entire game.
Little tiny speck of green there on the left.
Meanwhile, on the bottom, Jeff with a nice well forming. Meanwhile, Frank still has some cleaning up to do. Jeff is up by 150K. The drought is forming, though, 15-16.
Dirty triple for Frank. Jeff with a commanding 170,000 point lead. Over on the side stage, I've been informed Jonas is up 1-0. That doesn't come as a shock. That is streaming on Jonas's channel, Nubin's Goody.
Yeah, just to reiterate that, for some of the matches in previous years that you were not able to see due to time restrictions, we are now streaming those games on Jonas's Twitch channel, Nubin's Goody, so you can watch every single game, have both streams up. It's a multiple screen experience.
With Heather on commentary, who's better than I am.
So multiple ways to be able to catch all the action here at the Classic Tetris World Championships.
Jeff with a beautiful board. He's coming back strong after his kind of disappointing tight first match there. Frank is going to have to go full attack, but he does have that game in the pocket, so he doesn't have to panic.
Jeff with a terrific boom Tetris for Jeff. Jeff is doing great in game number 2. He's up by almost 300 grand.
He's just above max out pace right now. So you want that 60% Tetris rate. Maybe we will see our first on-stage 7-figure game in round 1.
If any year would produce that, it would be this year, based off the qualifications alone. The amount of max outs that we saw in qualification is astounding.
We had 10 max outs yesterday in qualifying versus
several competitors with multiple max outs.
Versus 4 last year, or 3.
Just goes back to the level of competition being incredible this year. Better than it's ever been at the Classic Tetris World Championships.
Yeah, Frank's got a good board, though, so if you're Jeff, you do not take the foot off the gas. You keep the pressure on. You don't have a match to give. Up top, Chris is behind again by about 3 Tetrises.
Jeff joined here, but these kind of tournaments very much a family affair. Jeff joined here by his child and his wife in attendance as well. Many people have decided to bring the whole family for this tournament.
We've transitioned at the bottom with Frank.
Frank not happy with that well right now, but he looks like he'll be able to clean it up. Jeff has transitioned with a 26-piece drought and an unfortunate time to get the long
right
bar.
On the cusp. That's going to be it.
Jeff is Tetris ready. Frank will top out. Jeff takes game number 2. And you can see from the statistics that Frank was playing catch-up the entire time, only a 14% Tetris rate. Jeff playing a terrific game, too.
Yeah, absolutely. You see those blue line graphs. That's demonstrating every 10 lines of your score comparison. The
TRNS score is what their score was going into the transition.
Mm-hmm.
So you could see in terms of max out, quote, max out, unquote, because this is in the millions, the score. Yeah.
There is no max out on these cartridges.
So the score will go past all 9s. In this case, drought total 9, drought average, drought maximum. So you're seeing all these on your screen if you're looking at the bottom there. Meanwhile, up top, Joey's still leading 1-0. Chris with a little bit of cleanup to do. Joey just has 1 line there. He's now, nope, not quite Tetris ready. Had his triple there with his long bar. Chris did a terrific job in the qualifiers in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Replay FX, that convention in Pittsburgh, to qualify for this tournament. Drove in from Philadelphia. He's a very aggressive style of play. He's pressing down at every opportunity.
That's what he's comfortable with. That's what got him here. You don't abandon what got you here.
So we're tied at 1 in game number 3. Both players opting. Of course, level 18 will be the start. A drought is formed. They're pretty neck and neck in terms of pieces right now, are Frank and Jeff.
It's going to be a war for round 3 just to advance to round 2.
Beautiful tuck by Jeff. Boom Tetris for Jeff. A dirty Tetris, as you would say, Chris.
And we are neck and neck at the bottom. Up top, Chris is slightly closing the gap there. They are
another Tetris for Jeff.
They were approaching the transition, and last year Chris had trouble with the... Oh, no.
An unfortunate drop there for Chris. He is in deep trouble right now. Joey is cruising. He's waiting for a long bar. Meanwhile, Chris has to do some big cleanup right now to save his tournament life, and it looks like he might be resigned to that.
No.
He is, and it's over. Chris Brady's tournament is done. Joey will move on to the next round. Chris is not happy about it.
Go ahead and bring onto the stage Svavar and Jin. Svavar is our European champion. He's one of 7 players to max out yesterday. Jin survived round 0 yesterday with a solid win. It was funny, we were filling out NCAA style brackets this morning, and I had Chris going a few rounds, and my bracket's already busted. I'm sure other people's are too already.
I think mine as well. Some questions in the chat. Gibbous says, what round is this? This is the round of 32 right now, and you can watch it on both streams. On the main stage, which you have up right here on the Classic Tetris channel, we'll be playing a half of the round of 32 games. On Jonas's Twitch channel, Nubbins Goody, you can watch the other half of the round of 32 matchups as well. So Jin and Svavar. Svavar is our reigning 2-time Classic Tetris European champion, and he decided that he wanted to make the trip from Denmark to come to Portland, Oregon to try his hand in the world stage. Making Scandinavia proud. He is among those with multiple max outs in qualification.
And I've been informed his t-shirt is a cafe that sponsored his trip over there, so thank you, cafe.
Yes, thank you to the Scandinavian cafe. We promise to all go to this cafe when we go to Denmark. Yes. It certainly will happen, yes.
Down at the bottom, we are in a neck-and-neck war. Jeff, a crowd favorite, a Twitch chat favorite.
Can you, Chris, just fill in some background? Why has Jeff become such a popular figure in the Classic Tetris community?
It's the energy of Chris Tang, obviously, but Jeff is a fantastic aggressive player, and people are attracted to that. So especially from an unassuming face. You don't see that when you first see that face.
It really stems from the 2016 final and how enthusiastic Chris Tang was on commentary for Jeff's play.
And as we're talking about him, he pushes forward and has now got a 4 Tetris lead. All right, Jonas just won over on the side stage. It advances to round 2. That's not a shock, but thank you to David for your tough round 0 win yesterday. And over on the side stage, we're going to have Harry versus Trey, or Larry versus Trey, if you will.
The jury's still out on whether Harry or Larry has shown up. I believe it's Larry. Harry is... For those unaware, Harry Hong has essentially quit competitive Tetris and has completely disappeared, and in his place has come Larry Long.
And Jeff has just opened up a wide lead here as we approach the transition. But both players have good stacks, nice and low. And we are underway up top.
So another round of 32 matchup begins. Jin and Svavar. Jin, also no stranger to the Classic Tetris community.
Veteran, absolutely. Already up by a Tetris.
Some great first round matchups here, the 2018 edition.
Already, this bottom match with Jeff and Frank. This is going to go to the end, I suspect. And boom, Tetris for Jeff.
That one is tied at 1. They are in position to transition very soon. Jeff in great position, Frank in great position. Jeff leading by 100,000 plus.
We need to call Harry to the side stage. We got to keep the show rolling for the round 1.
Harry's right there. Here he is. Larry to the side stage. We need you. Larry, you're up. Round of applause for Larry Long, folks. The rookie, Larry Long, making his first appearance. Larry is playing on Jonas's Twitch channel, Nubbin's Goodie. Boom Tetris for Svavar.
Meanwhile, at the bottom, our war, Jeff versus Frank. Jeff is up by 6 Tetrises at the moment.
Okay.
Do not take your foot off the gas, though.
So the matchup on Jonas's channel, Harry Larry versus Trey, that's actually a rematch from the Los Angeles qualifiers, the finals. Ooh. That was a rematch. So both of them have, in fact, qualified for this tournament. And now, the grudge match on Jonas's channel. Who will survive?
I believe they also faced each other in Trey's garage a couple weeks ago.
Certainly did.
In the Classic Tetris Dank Garage Championship.
Jeff with a terrific board, and Jeff will
Jeff
move on.
will advance.
Boom, advancement for Jeff. So Jeff awaits the winner of the matchup up top, Svavar and Jin. Meanwhile, we will bring our next matchup to this main stage.
Terry versus Matt Schoolmaster.
'13th ranked Terry Purcell in this tournament. 20th ranked Matt Schoolmaster. They will now sit down. Meanwhile, Jin and Svavar. Boom Tetris for Svavar. Jin with a great playing field as well.
This is Svavar's first trip to the United States. Had excellent Mexican food last night. It's the one thing we got over Europe.
Sources say he had great Mexican food last night. That's some intense journalistic integrity right there. Good reporting.
You're welcome.
Where's that Pulitzer? So, there's some practice happening at the bottom. Terry and Matt are practicing at the bottom. Meanwhile, Jin has some cleanup to do. Svavar has a great playing field. Another Tetris right there. 65% Tetris rate. Jin will top out. Svavar takes game number 1. Jin was in the lead early, but then Svavar just took over in the later stages.
She had the left well and had to cap it, and that was unfortunate, but we have 2 more chances.
So thus far, Jonas and Joey will be a round of 16 matchup. That is for certain. Jeff awaits the winner of Svavar and Jin. And now we're seeing Terry and Matt S facing off. And they will play the winner of Harry, Larry, and Trey. Time for a word from one of our sponsors. Guayaki Yerba Mate Tea has been fueling the CTWC since 2015. Yerba Mate has the strength of coffee, the health benefits of tea, and the euphoria of chocolate, all in one beverage. Of the 6 commonly used stimulants in the world, coffee, tea, cola, cocoa, and guarana, Yerba Mate triumphs as the most balanced and helpful while it stimulates. Perfect for a Tetris master.
That is some beautiful...
And a Tetris commentator. I'm going to go and get one. I'll be right back.
That is some beautiful copy there. Yeah. Beautiful copy. Thank you, guys. Wow, I almost cried. Up top, 2 beautiful games. Almost as beautiful as that advertiser copy. Jin coming back strong, only down by half a Tetris. We've started at the bottom. Schoolmaster versus Terry. And we are neck and neck at the bottom. And also, if you're watching online, you can check out the side stage with Larry Long currently. over on Jonas's Twitch channel, Nubin's Goody. Thanks, sir.
Steve Buco? Okay. So shout out to the commentators on Jonas's Nubin's Goody channel. Of course, Heather Ito, one of the more beloved figures of the classic Tetris community, and a formidable Dr. Mario player, may I say. That was a lot of fun watching her play on Friday. So she is commentating on the stream, being joined by Steve DeLuca, who is also a great contributing member of the classic Tetris community, puts on a lot of tournaments in the Arizona area. So just a shout out to our fellow commentators on the other stream over there. As we continue on with the Classic Tetris World Championships here in the 2018 edition. Where did my yerba mate go? Who stole it? It was here for like 2 seconds. Oh, there it is. I found it. So, Matt S. and Terry start at level 18. Jin and Svavar. Svavar has a 1-0 lead. He is so calm when he plays.
A newcomer just comes in, max out a few times. Whatever.
Maybe this can be a conversation for the Twitch chat, but the mental part of this game, there are so many players that are at max out level physically and just able to play the game. But the handling the mental capacity, just the stress of being in front of an audience and playing at this level of competition,
right.
I feel that if there's any competitor or any new face among the contenders, Svavar might be the most even keel of everyone.
He's an assassin. He's awfully quiet, but he's extremely good.
Terry is not wearing any hats this time around. During Friday's events, is certainly wearing some lovely hats. This is all business now. No hats. No time for hats on Sunday.
Svavar is just destroying. I'm trying to find out his Tetris rate here. It appears as he's well on max out pace, which he is 64%.
Incredible. He could become the first to max out in this competition.
Jin is not playing a bad game either. She's just behind by 3.5 Tetrises.
Just due to the aggressive, consistent style of play from Svavar.
Next level stuff.
Meanwhile, though, Tetris rates Matt S. at the bottom of your screen at a 77%, Chris.
With a dirty Tetris on top of that, mind you. Boom, Tetris for Svavar.
So a little bit about Terry. You will recall in 2014, he actually achieved a 3rd place finish. So he's been a longtime member of this community, and he's one of the few competitors in the world that can say that he or she achieved a max out starting at level 19, which is formidable.
It's a different skill there. We are approaching the transition up top. Both players keeping it nice and low. Jin needs that straight piece to fill in that gap, but she's pretty strong otherwise. Svavar has a 3.5, 4 Tetris lead heading into the transition. You got to get that stack low because that speed jolt is a bit jarring when you've kind of relaxed at this recreational pace at level 18.
Jin finally, after a drought, able to get that long piece. Svavar leads 1-0. Boom, Tetris for Svavar, as he is dangerously close to transitioning to level 19.
And boom, Tetris for Jin. She is not out. Whoever has a stronger 19 game is going to take this round. Matt is in trouble.
Jin has transitioned to level 19.
And he dug out nicely. And he's rewarded with a boom Tetris for Schoolmaster. Svavar is transitioned.
What's even more impressive about Svavar's play is that I was talking with Jani about this, is that the European version of this game is different than the North American version of this game. The European version is actually faster.
Right.
So the frame rate is different. And so not only have they had to master one version of the game, but really 2 versions of the game with varying speeds.
and all of our European players have taken on quite nicely.
Great dig by Jin.
She's not out of this. I mean,
Not
she's done
at
by
all.
4 Tetrises roughly. Stronger 19-20 level game here is going to determine the winner.
And this is where the gameplay becomes mesmerizing to watch. It's as if they're controlling the pieces with their minds. It's just a beautiful sight to see, and probably one of the major reasons why Classic Tetris is one of the premier retro gaming tournaments.
You see Svavar downshifting just a bit. He's taking a couple triples to play it just a little safe because he has the large lead. Harry is up 1-0 against Trey on the side.
Larry is undefeated in Classic Tetris competition. He takes game number 1 over Trey. Just an update for you.
We've transitioned on the bottom game as well. Terry has about a 3 Tetris lead and a very clean board. Schoolmaster is doing quite well. In both situations, both games top and bottom.
Tetris for Terry. Matt S with a little bit of cleanup, but he will likely get there.
Oh,
Meanwhile, Jin
is in trouble now.
Is in a little bit of trouble.
Oh, no!
Missed the Tetris, and that will do it for her tournament hopes. An unfortunate long bar placement eliminates Jin. Svavar moves on. As we see the statistics on your screen.
Look at that strong gameplay in the post level 19 there with Svavar.
Just incredible. Like an assassin, he is so... ice runs through those veins.
Round 1's supposed to be easy for the top-ranked players, but it was not for Svavar.
The man from Iceland has ice running through his veins, indeed. Incredible. Incredible first showing for Svavar. He remains undefeated.
So coming up next, up on stage, we've got Pete versus Jani.
So Svavar will face Jeff in the next round. How about that for a matchup? The fan favorite taking on the emerging contender. That's a big one. Jeff, of course, a former finalist. Svavar, a European champion. That is a heavyweight matchup in the round of 16.
Oh, I can't wait, but we got plenty to go in round 1. And
meanwhile,
we've got Metal Beast versus the truly metal Jani, who had some trouble getting here. Get on Terry, sorry. Schoolmaster with a Zzyzx well open. And
that
had to
well
cover
continues to close. Matt, meanwhile, looking to keep open as well. A great tuck there. He keeps the well open. Will he get his long bar? He gets it right there, level 29.
Terry tops out at 766.
So he's going to hope that Matt will not get 98,000 points here to take game number 1. Let's see how it goes.
He's got 11 lines and 4 Tetrises.
63,000 points needed for Matt. Terry watching intently. Another Tetris for Matt. 27,000 to go.
One Tetris will do it, but he only has 1 line to burn. If he burns 1 more line, oh no! He's got top. Wow!
And he loses it. Matt will lose game 1. He transitions without creating a Tetris well. What a first game right there. The fans are responding in kind. That was a terrific first game. Terry takes it. And you can see that Terry was losing for much of the first half of the game, but then picked up in the second half.
Level 18 game versus level 19 game.
The crowd is beginning to form. It's becoming standing room only here at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo. Jani and Metal Beast practicing.
And that was just round 1. We have to see if that mentally took out anything out of our 2 competitors on the bottom.
What a terrific game 1 between Matt and Terry.
Round 1 has been incredible already.
Just an announcement for those competitors who have made it to the round of 16. Please do not leave. You can stick around, watch the festivities. We need you close. We need you in the area. Don't go and buy some retro stuff just yet. Jani and Metal Beast has begun. Metal Beast was in Pittsburgh for the East Coast qualifiers.
Finished second to Chris Brady. Jani had some trouble getting here.
Tell us the story of Jani's journey to this tournament, Chris.
Well, Jani missed a flight, and he was going to be hosed, and then a super fan from Switzerland who goes by Eris the Vorta on Twitch covered his flight out here, and we're taking up a collection to help cover Eris's costs on that because it was well over $2,000. And Jani didn't arrive here until 1 p.m. yesterday and came in and promptly scored at 800,000.
On the side stage, just an update. Herlevi moves on to the next round. This young upstart, Larry Long, moving on. Defeats Trey.
So that means next on the side stage, we have Joseph versus Patrick N.
So, Patty and Joseph, make your way to Jonas's stage. You guys are up next. So let's go back to that story. This is how incredible the classic Tetris community is and how much of a family feel it is. Jani missed his flight. He was not going to be here at the championships. He was not able to pay for another flight. A member of the community in Switzerland, a completely different country, said, I will pony up the money to pay for a last-minute flight so you can be here and compete in the tournament. He took money out of his own pocket and said, here you go. I want to watch you compete in this tournament because you deserve to be there, and so he paid for a flight. So let's give that man a round of applause. He's watching now on the stream.
Yep.
Look at that level of love in the community.
And while we were talking, Jani just dug out of a hellacious hole and has now got a clean board. He's down only by 1.5 Tetrises, and boom Tetris for Jani.
I was talking with Jani earlier extensively about the European versus North American versions of this NES Tetris. He said that it took him, once he transitioned from playing the faster European game to the North American game, it took him 10 months to max out on the American version. And that's why he wears a specific glove on his left hand to protect his thumb, because it's more rigorous to play this North American version for him, having mastered the European version previously.
And look at his, I mean, we bring it up every time he plays, but look at his face on camera. Metal Beast is metal as Slayer, but not Jani level.
People on chat are saying that he looks 80s AF. Yes, he certainly loves his 80s metal. If you were to ask him, that's all he listens to. Slayer, Metallica. Hey, I'm down.
Metal Beast's favorite sport is Slayer.
Metal Beast seems to be riding the lightning right now as he has a lead in this first game.
Nicely done. Down at the bottom, Terry's got the 1-game lead, a very clean board, and a boom Tetris for Terry. Schoolmaster has a little bit of digging to do, but he's in okay shape. After that last long match they just had, we'll see if they can continue the rigorous pace they had from before. And Schoolmaster has cleaned up. Jani with the Zzyzx well open, and boom Tetris for Jani. Four clean games.
Jani has had some impressive finishes in this tournament as well. He placed 5th in 2017, top 8 in 2016 and 2013. He's been competing for several years now in this tournament.
He's always one of the dark horses to take the whole title. And it'd be a great story if he did it this year, considering his travel problems. And we have to thank Robin Mihara also for arranging getting Jani to this tournament, to this building on time to qualify. Terry's in a lead by 3 Tetrises, and he's got a well open up again for a boom Tetris for Terry. He's got the 1 game in his pocket, and he's just going full on. Matt with the left well Tetris. It requires an extra tap to get that long piece over. Players generally don't like the left well, but if that's what's open, you take it.
Harry Hong played left well in the early pre-19 levels for a long time.
He likes it.
Boom Tetris for Jani.
Metal Beast has got a dirty Tetris. Well done. Terry has transitioned to, he's at level 20, so he's playing the more aggressive game here. Schoolmaster's about to transfer, but he should be fine. Jani with the Boom Tetris for Jani. We are neck and neck at the top.
Only a few thousand points separate Metal Beast and Jani. Meanwhile, it's over 100,000. Terry has a substantial lead in level 21, and Terry has a 1-0 lead in the series right now. The winner will be facing Larry Long in the next round.
Schoolmaster's going to have to go full on at this point. Oh, he had to settle for the triple. Boom Tetris for Jani. 1/2 Tetris lead for Jani up top. Dirty Tetris for Terry. 200,000 point lead.
Metal Beast not happy with his placement right now. I think he had hoped that his stack would have been a little bit lower going into level 20. A bad misdrop there, but
we're still neck and neck up top.
Has some cleaning up to do, but it looks like he...
Schoolmaster with the dirty Tetris, trying to crawl back.
Look at the way Jani moves. His body is moving with the pieces as he's playing.
Most of the face cams are kind of not very interesting to watch, except for Jani. Terry's in a little bit of danger here. This might crack the door open slightly for Schoolmaster to come back.
Boom Tetris for Jani. Metal Beast doing a good job with his play field as well. Terry has some cleanup to do.
Two
bad placements for Matt. And he will top out, so let's see what Matt can do here.
He's going to need
his tournament life is in his hands.
4 Tetrises to take the lead with only 6 levels. This is his tournament life he is fighting for.
Give Metal Beast credit up top. He's really keeping up with Jani in this one.
Neck up top. I don't know who to watch.
Forms. Well, right now I'm watching Matt S. I want to see whether if Matt S can dig himself out of this, because he's fighting for his tournament life, and it's just him versus himself at this point.
Jani's up by only 14,000. It's only a 1/2 Tetris. Metal Beast has the well open on the right, but he's getting critically high. He's got to burn at some point. He gets the light piece, and boom, Tetris for Metal Beast.
Matt experienced a little bit of a long bar drought, but he is putting himself in decent position right now.
Metal Beast is going to top out with only a 10,000 point lead. Jani is going down to 7,000. He could play conservatively to take this round 1.
Not happy with that O drop, but he will look to get himself out of this. He still has 83,000 points to go, does Matt S, in order to keep his tournament hopes alive.
And win it on a Zzyzx Tetris for Jani. Well done.
So Jani takes a 1-0 lead in their series. Metal Beast playing catch-up. Meanwhile, Matt is still going, but it looks like this is it. It's a couple of misdrops, unfortunately. And Terry will move on. Matt has been eliminated.
That was a well-fought game at the bottom. 5-15 is nothing to sneeze at.
So a couple of 2014 participants will meet in the next round. Harry Hong and Terry in the round of 16.
Next up on stage, Eli versus one Matt Buco. Where's the chant? Come on. Oh no. There it is. We have a substitute Buco chanter. We started round 2 up top. Both boards are very clean. Little mini drought, simul Tetris.
Jani leads 1-0 in their series. Metal Beast looking to get back into it. He needs 2 consecutive to move on. What is our next matchup at the bottom, Chris?
Oh, Buco and Eli. Yep, they're on their way up.
So Buco and Eli will make their way to the main stage, and that will be 2/3 of our round of 32 completed after this matchup. How did it go? Just spoke with Trey, who had an early exit in this tournament against Harry Hong, and I asked him how it went, and he said, well, let's just say I'm not looking forward to watching the replay.
I know that feeling.
A Tetris for Jani.
With the one Tetris
Metal
lead.
Beast with a great Tetris and Hot Pursuit. They're both neck and neck right now. Both of them with a 51% Tetris rate as well.
A good piece of ranger for both players. They're both handling it beautifully.
So at the bottom, Eli and Buco. Where is Buco?
He's there.
There's Buco, okay.
Love the shirt.
Jani with some digging to do up top. Metal Beast with a terrific board. A Tetris for Metal Beast.
Right. Okay.
Still to come in our round of 32 to round out the remaining games. We have Green Tea versus Sam Perry. Jake Stein taking on Chad Muse. Corion and Paul Tessie will battle it out. We're seeing Buco and Eli. Zzyzx and Stacy will meet as well. Alex and SQR. And that will round out our round of 32. Already qualified, Jonas will meet Joey in the next round. Jeff and Svavar, a huge matchup in the round of 16. Larry and Terry also will be meeting. Larry and Terry.
And we are neck and neck up top. This has just been a back and forth, just both players almost taking it easy. Very good 50% Tetris rates for both players. Down at the bottom, Buco was in the match of the year last year when he came back and defeated Harry Hong right before the level 29 kill screen. And Eli is fit as fit. He will outrun you, outlift you, and he will try to out Tetris you as well.
Did I just see a protein shake? Is he the first competitor in CTWC history to be drinking a protein shake before his competition?
Do you Tetris, bro?
So, Eli definitely has some great health. He's definitely a healthy guy. Drinks bulletproof coffee. He meditates. A little bit. He's a cross-training instructor, so he's definitely maybe the fittest competitor in CTWC history.
And of course, Buco has the best fan section of all time. Yep. And we got the neck and neck match up top. Boom Tetris for Metal Beast.
Metal Beast has a cool thing going on his Twitch channel where he's endeavoring to defeat every single NES game of all time, including the ones with terrible endings like Friday the 13th. Maybe the worst ending of all time for a video game. Is Jason dead? I don't know. Goodbye. Metal Beast with a Tetris.
This is just
Jani
back and
playing
forth.
a 44% Tetris rate right now.
Since both games are clean, you don't realize how close this is. It doesn't feel like either player is struggling. We have started at the bottom. Boom Tetris for Jani to go back into the lead. Not quite max out pace, but 400,000 at the transition is a very good score. And it's going to be level 19 play to determine this round 2 up top. Again, neck and neck up top. Boom. Oh, nope. A triple for Metal Beast. Only 2,000 points separate the two players at level 21. What a fantastic game.
We have a great high-level matchup happening up top, and at the bottom, Eli and Buco has begun. Eli, interestingly enough, we talked a lot about his fitness. He's not much of a video game guy other than Tetris. He says he maybe plays a little Bust a Move or Candy Crush, but he's not a big video game guy.
Nope. Probably for him, it's a mental exercise. And Trey was talking about how he did not want to watch his replay with Harry. I think I want to watch this Jani Metal Beast replay after the tournament's over. This is amazing. Jani's opened up a 2 Tetris lead, but Metal Beast is in great shape, so whoever makes the first mistake is going to lose this game.
Buco not happy with that placement. He is also a longtime competitor. He has 2 4th-place finishes in 2013 and in 2017, a 6th-place finish in 2015, but he has definitely ranked at least in the top 20 in every single year that he has competed.
These are round 1 matchups, too. This is not no gimmies anymore. All right, now we got a little bit of trouble at the top.
There's a guy in the chat, his name is Fortnite Sean, and he says that this game is boring. Hey guys, is this game boring?
There's
mixed. Your answer, Fortnite Sean.
We are fast approaching level 29, and it might come down to who can top off the tank with level 29 play to see who wins this. About a 2 Tetris lead for Jani right now. Metal Beast is just keeping up with this monster pace by Jani. There, oh goodness.
Metal Beast is going to top out, and he is out of this tournament. Unfortunately, it's a train of consequences for Metal Beast. As Jani moves on to the next round, a handshake among gentlemen. Jani moves on to the round of 16.
Next up on stage, we have Stacy versus Zzyzx. Zzyzx. I have no idea. Don't ask.
Eli and Buco still going strong. Buco with a great play field. He is Tetris ready. Eli with a drought. Both competitors with a drought. Boom, Tetris for Buco.
You see up top, Jani just poured it on in the level 19 play. Joseph advanced? Joseph the Wonderkind, our 16-year-old phenom, advanced on the side stage. He will likely be on the top front stage in the next round, and I can't wait to talk about him. Over on the side stage next, we're going to have Alex Kerr versus SQR, which is a fantastic matchup, but we only have room to put him on the side stage. So check that out on Jonas's channel. Alex SQR.
Alex, of course, one of the most accomplished classic Tetris players to never win the championship. If there's one player who hasn't won a championship that is the most accomplished, it would be Alex. Runner-up last year, has had a 3rd place finish, always in the top 6 for pretty much every single year that he's played.
Wins a lot of our side tournaments as well. He took the Tetris Effect Championship yesterday, winning a PlayStation 4 and VR headset.
That's a very fun game. Can I just say that? Tetris Effect with the VR headset, terrific game. I played it for the first time this weekend. A ton of fun. Any fan of Tetris will really like that game. It's very immersive. I liked it a lot.
I'm a big fan of the designer who also has designed Rez and Space Channel 5 and Lumines. I'm sorry I forget his name. I'm awful.
You are awful.
I'm the worst.
I'm just kidding. Come on, you're not awful at all. Meanwhile, okay, so we got some practice up top with Zzyzx, Stacy, Eli and Buco at the bottom. Some nice play fields there, both of them at level 20. Buco with the slight lead, but really it's only less than a Tetris.
Literally neck and neck. They've transitioned without us even noticing. 1,200 point difference at the bottom. 50% Tetris rate, not quite max out pace, but 520 versus 515, super strong scores. This Zzyzx guy looks familiar. I'm trying to, I don't figure it out yet. Did he shave? I don't know.
Hey, Chris, I have a question. What happened to Quaid?
Is he stuck on Mars?
Is that what happened? He's stuck on Mars? Is that...
Did
he sign up? Like he took a one-way trip to Mars to start the Classic Tetris Mars Championships?
Was he in Elon Musk's car?
The CTMC?
Did they send him up with Elon Musk's car?
Alex, we need you in the side stage. There's Alex. He's walking by. Still glowing after his Tetris Effect Championship win.
We are super close at the bottom.
Great placement by
Tetris
Eli.
for Eli, only one Tetris behind. Buco is strong as ever.
Some terrific play. Meanwhile, Zzyzx and Stacy has started up top. One of our...
We had 3 finalists, female finalists in the top 40, and Stacy was the highest ranked among the 3. This is her first year at the championship.
Some great diversity among the competitors here at the 2018 edition of the Classic Tetris World Championships.
She corrected me with second. I'm very sorry. Ooh, missed drop for Eli. Buco with opening up. Ooh. A 3.5 Tetris lead for Buco now. Level 27. 29 is fast approaching. Boom, Tetris for Buco. 114,000 point lead.
Both of them, look at that, 758,000 points for Buco right now.
Eli is not giving up. He has that well open.
Beautiful
he had to
tuck
cap it.
by Buco. He's shaking his head, but his play is terrific.
And Eli tops out
and Buco wins.
49. And a level 29 for Buco. 835. Fantastic score. That's a game of the match so far. Of the tournament, I should say.
Buco in cruise control right now with a 1-0 lead. There's a shot of his glove that he uses.
Okay.
Great performance thus far. We got some Buco fans in attendance as well.
Okay.
So for those looking at the statistics right now, let's take a look at Buco's statistics on screen right now. You'll see some of the bars above the green and red bars at the bottom. That shows you essentially which levels Buco scored the most points. So you can see that he received the majority of his points in the later rounds, which is formidable.
Up top, Zzyzx is in trouble. He has burned 17 lines now. He's got one more piece of trash to get rid of, then he can open up that right well. And there he goes. And boom, Tetris for Zzyzx.
Stacy in the lead right now by 70,000. This is her second year competing at the CTWC.
She's putting on a strong showing already.
Absolutely. Buco, meanwhile, 1-0 on your bottom of your screen. As we roll on here in the round of 32, the day is finally here, your 2018 Classic Tetris World Championships.
Boom, Tetris for Zzyzx, and we are almost neck and neck, only a half Tetris lead for Stacy.
Buco is Tetris ready, and boom, Tetris for Buco to start things off.
And we see the classic Zzyzx well. Now, if you want to call that a Zzyzx Tetris, a Quaid Tetris, a Hauser Tetris, I think we can all agree the 2012 remake of Total Recall was terrible.
Another Tetris for Zzyzx. He's using physics to his advantage. A drought starting for Stacy. That RNG not being too kind at the moment. And finally a Tetris for Stacy.
Boom Tetris for Stacy. She's ahead by 1 Tetris. We are neck and neck up top.
Boom Tetris for Eli. They are neck and neck at the bottom as well, both of them. Eli with 3 levels ahead. Nope. Same levels, pardon me. But they are neck and neck on points. Buco with a 1-0 lead. The winner of Buco and Eli will face the winner of Corian and Paul Tessie in the round of 16.
Stacy's impressive here, and I'm not going to point it out exactly, but there's a quirk in her gameplay that makes it even more impressive. And boom, Tetris for Stacy, a 1 Tetris lead for Stacy. And again, Eli and Buco are battling back and forth at the bottom. I don't know who to watch. Transition for Stacy.
Stacy has transitioned in good position. Looking to clean up that playfield just a little bit. Needs just one. There it is. There's the piece. Tetris ready. Not happy with not getting that long piece.
And she's way more aggressive than Zzyzx here. She's already at level 20, while Zzyzx has not yet transferred to 19. He's about to with 1 more line.
And transition for Zzyzx. Stacy with a great playing field right now. Meanwhile, Eli and Buco. Buco with a little bit of cleanup to do. Eli, Tetris ready. Up by 55. Nope, 72,000 points with that Tetris.
Yeah. Stacy's got the great well set up, but she is in a horrible drought right now. But she did get
44.
And she still pulled off the Tetris. Fantastic piece management.
The Tetris god's not favorable there, but Stacy moves on, rolls on here. Another drought almost was forming there. Zzyzx with a little bit of cleanup to do as well. Buco.
And with how far ahead Stacy is, Zzyzx has to know that that drought is coming.
Boom Tetris for Buco. Zzyzx with his... Very well done. The crowd appreciating that in kind. The Zzyzx well has been formed.
Boom, Tetris for Zzyzx. Classic. It's a very zen game for Zzyzx. Just lets the game come to him. It's like a great pinball player. Score what's given to you. Don't force the issue. Stacy has the lead.
Stacy is over 20 lines ahead, but the score is it's only less than the Tetris in this score gap.
But if Zzyzx makes one mistake, his game is over and Stacy wins. And down at the bottom, Eli has got a tremendous 3.5 Tetris lead, 4.5 simul Tetris at the bottom.
Another drought forming. My goodness, RNG has not been kind in this game for Stacy and Zzyzx.
They're still over 500K and are both in very good shape. 10 lines to level 29 for Stacy. She got 7 lines. Ideally, she would want to finish out with 2 Tetrises and not burn any more. Now she only has the opportunity for 1 more Tetris before 29.
And the kill screen upon us, and she will top out.
Wow.
Zzyzx will take game number 1. And look how...
Look at those drought stats. Look at that.
Incredible. Over 15 lines ahead.
12 droughts.
Zzyzx was still at level 27. as you look at the statistics, Stacy still, though, had the lead for much of the game, but it was at the end where you saw Zzyzx take over.
12 different droughts, a max of 44, which is just killer, would kill most games. Most mortals would be over with that type of a drought. But both players muscled their way through it.
A particularly rough RNG.
No, Stacy's strong. But Zzyzx is the favorite in this match, and he's taken round 1, but we got 2 more to go. Meanwhile, at the bottom, we've transitioned, and we are neck and neck. But Eli is in trouble. That might be it. Eli just topped out at 5:05. It was a max out pace, and it just blew it at the end. One Tetris will do it for Buco. Or he can slow play it with 12 straight or single lines. His game, his choice. But he's going to do it with style. He's got the well open. Nah, whatever. And there's the win for Buco. He's
Buco
advanced.
Takes it. So thank you to Eli for coming out here in 2018. Buco will advance. So as we fill out our brackets here.
Next up, we have Jake versus Chad up on stage.
Jake and Chad are next. As now Buco has advanced to the round of 16. Buco will face the winner of Paul Tessie and Corion, which will be going on a little bit later on. Zzyzx and Stacy happening right now. Alex and SQR await the winner of that as well.
Stacy's in trouble.
Stacy needs a lifeline right here.
After those long games, you tend to have a letdown, and this might be that letdown. But she got that straight piece. She needed that.
Oh, but that closes up right there. Oh, this might be
It's not over. It's... Oh!
That drop was untimely. A round of applause for Stacy. Making it to the round of 32, very formidable, especially given this crop of competition. Zzyzx will move on.